We're in the middle of the perfection of giving, and the perfection of giving is important for Diamond Way, especially for your Diamond Way vows. In the Diamond Way vows, you're supposed to do 4 kinds of giving, and that's related to one of the 5 Buddha families, named Ratnakara, which is south, and generally connected to a yellow color. And there are 4 kinds of giving there. And they're supposed to be put in here just to put a seed in your mind, okay? Later when you take your Diamond Way vows, you make a commitment to these 4 kinds of giving. So you might as well get ready anyway. First one is easy, material things. You know, give away money, give away coffee, stuff like that. Okay. The second kind of giving that you commit to is called protection. And the names are secret. The names of the 4 kinds of giving are hidden. So in that case, protection means equanimity. And it doesn't mean protecting people. It means treating people equally. Okay. I think in my life, it's not so much people of different races, or people of different genders, or people of different countries. I think I have trouble treating people of different political parties the same. No, but I mean, this is the kind of equanimity, okay? Like treat everyone the same. And I think we all have different prejudices, and it's important to know that you have prejudices. But I think the one to watch out for, in my case, or maybe many Dharma people, is prejudice against people with different viewpoints. Okay, so if you're going to follow Diamond Way, if you're going to keep the vows of Ratnakara, part of that is to be accepting of people with different viewpoints. Okay, equanimity. Third kind of giving for Ratnakara is Dharma, giving Dharma. And again, it can just be in a conversation on a bus or something, okay, like that. And then in the vows of Ratnakara, you're supposed to give love. The 4th kind of giving is love. But it covers not getting angry, and it covers speaking sweetly with truth, speaking to people with truth, okay? Those are all kinds of love. So those are the different kinds of giving. When you talk about perfection of giving, there's a different level when you reach Diamond Way, okay? And it's mostly to do with Buddha Ratnakara, with the Southern Buddha, okay? So you'll learn more about it later. I'm just planting a seed, okay? 4 kinds of giving, and they are not what they sound like. Okay. Let's go back to the text. Shenyang Tsunrar Dungawa Tsune Dumba means help people in the prisons. And we had a really good prison project here, and we used to go to the prisons a lot. And there's a prison north of Tucson. And we used to have a center in Phoenix, so it was easy to go to the prison. Now to go to the prison from where we live, it's an 8-hour trip. And we kind of don't do it as much as we used to. But we still have teachers teaching in the prison. He makes a special point that people in the prison are especially suffering, people who are staying in prison. Yeah, and America has this problem worse than other countries. We have a very large, I think we have the largest prison population in the world. And so Arizona is one of the places where they build the prisons because the land is cheap. We have prisons and semiconductor plants. because the land is cheap and the labor is cheap. So he's saying it's a special good karma to get involved with prisons. And we did for many years. I think we kind of slacked off. The person in charge got cancer and passed away, Jeff Eddy. And so we haven't done much, but it's a special good karma. And my personal experience in the prisons was people are very, very grateful. People are very kind. The prison directors love our group because the fighting in the prison went down. I'll show you some cool pictures tomorrow, maybe. And we had and some of our graduates from the prisons have very nice businesses now, like in Scottsdale. Like one is a beauty salon and stuff like that. And, it's going quite well. Okay. He's talking about protecting people from danger. In Tibet, it would have been people carried away on a street by a river or something like that. I think in the modern world, I think car accidents or things like that. If you see a car accident, if nobody else is stopping, right? Sometimes the police get irritated if you stop. But if you're the first person there, you stop and you get out and you help them. I had a fun experience in Ireland. I flew into the airport in Shannon and I had to drive to Galway. And I rented a car. It's a challenge because they drive on the wrong side of the road. And sometimes you forget. But there was a car in front of me. And in Ireland, all the fields were cleared by making walls. So there's stones in the fields. They didn't have any place to put them. So they made walls everywhere out of stones. So every road has stone walls next to it. And I'm following this car, and it starts hitting the stone wall. And it crashed, and I ran over there. I stopped, I ran over there. And it's 4 Catholic nuns in the car. I'm saying, you guys okay? And they're like, we need to go to the hospital. And I'm like, okay. And I put them in my car. And I thought it was so funny because they don't know that a Buddhist monk is driving them to the hospital. But if you're the first person, stop and help people. Okay, that's part of giving. That's a kind of perfection of giving. Okay, giving protection. And that's part of Ratnakara. Once you commit to Diamond Way, once you take your Diamond Way vows, one of the greatest gifts is protection. Okay, or helping people who are in trouble. Okay, Yar gun kitusu bud sok sadang ne kyaba. So there's a tradition in Buddhism, Vashana. The summer retreat of the monks and nuns, and supposed to be 2-3 months in the summer. We will stay in retreat mostly. And that one big reason is that there's more insects in the summer. And you will kill them if you're walking around. So there's a tradition of the monks and nuns to do a summer retreat and don't walk around on the grass a lot. So he's talking here about actually protecting insects from hot and cold, or if you see some insects drowning or like that. He said, look, what's the big thing, You can save an insect with one motion of your hand. You just, reach in the water and take them out of the water. And he said, don't be lazy. And don't think their life is not important. Their life is important to them as your life is important to you. So if you have a chance to save an insect, do it. And he's not talking about you have to sit at the side of the lake and save bugs all day. But if you see a bug who's trying to get out, just reach in and help them out, okay? Help them get out. Help bugs when you can. especially roaches, okay? All right. Okay. Buso Sadana Kyabasog Kyang Minjikpa Jimba. See, Minjikpa is again, he's secretly referring to your secret vows. Inside of a Lam Rim, he's secretly referring to your secret vows. Because giving freedom from fear is one of the 4 secret vows of giving, okay? So he says here, Minjikpa Jimba, okay? Which means, and by the way, this Lam Rim is full of Tantra. And it's disguised as a elementary book, okay? And it's kind of, I think it's cool. Minjikbe Jimba She Gyan Rinpo Migu. When we talk about giving protection from fear, it doesn't have to be from a distance. Luki Shik Sun Che Lang Jimba Jindu. If you have a bug on your body who's enjoying your blood, that's also a kind of giving. There's a teacher who you know who said they like to feed the mosquitoes. I personally can't do it. And by the way, it's dangerous in Arizona. It's not, they have special diseases and stuff, so you don't have to do that. But anyway, when you have a chance to save any creature, save it, okay? Do something, okay? Don't be lazy. You might be that bug next time, okay? It's like, remember that, okay? Here's a nice thing that Maitri taught me, my other grandchild. Ta-da! You can buy this on Amazon. It's cheap, and it's cheaply made also. And Seiji and Maitri and Noor turned me onto it. It's a bug catcher. So we use jars. We catch bugs in jars, and like flies. I've been catching flies for 30 years, and I catch them and I take them outside, and then they said, give this a try, Geshe, because the jar is it's a lot of work. And my record, by the way, is 20 flies in one day. My record in one jar is 3. But this is a vacuum thing. And if you see a spider or you see a fly, it has a battery, and you just turn it on, and it sucks the insect, but it doesn't hurt them. It has a special net, and it'll suck the insect up. And then you take them outside, and you just turn it off, and they fly away. So I think it's a wonderful thing, and I really like it. It sounds like a vacuum cleaner, and it's much faster than a jar. And it's also works better. Sometimes with a jar you kill the fly by accident, but this one works really well. And it's fun. You feel like you're on a safari, to get the wild lion. Okay. So I recommend. Maitri turned me on to it. Sokchak chu kirwa dumbatabani lapa gut samle mi gupe chalawayu. Yeah, just a single motion with your hand can save an insect. Then go for it. It's saving someone's life. Okay. Lojong ki nyamlen kap. When you're doing lojong, Tonglen, when you're doing Tonglen, Tongwe mikpa nam kyang, jimbe nyamlen. When you're doing Tonglen and you are giving someone on your breath, you are giving them your happiness. That's also the perfection of giving. So just doing Tonglen in your imagination is the perfection of giving. You don't have to give $100 or $1,000. You can just give your breath on your breath, and that is the perfection of giving. Okay. I like this picture of meditation. Ta-da. I like to so I worked in Manhattan for almost 20 years, and I used to go up on top of a building or something like that and meditate. It's very, very sweet. During your lunch break and stuff like that, you can go do Tonglen. You can eat your sandwich and do Tonglen on top of some building somewhere. And it's a very beautiful practice, okay? The best secret practice when you're working in Manhattan is talking to the Buddha from the bathroom, okay? And I'll teach you my secret meditation, Mr. Bin, is you go to it's hard to get time to meditate when you're working in a very busy office. So I was working in a crazy busy office, and there's no time to do tundruk, or, there's no time to do your prayers 6 times a day. So I used to go to the toilet and close the door, the stall, and sit down on top of the toilet seat. And I just sit there for 5 minutes. And I think everybody thought I had some stomach problem or something. And I will do my tundruk, I'll do my prayers. I just sit there and do my prayers, And it's kind of stinky, but it's okay. And you can get privacy. No one's going to bother you. And I used to sit there and do my prayers. And then one day I decided I will talk to my future Buddha. I say, "Hey, Mike," and he's like, "What?" And I'm like, by the way, he never answered. But I'm like, "I know you can see me, right? Your future Buddha can see you, right? Teresa, future Buddha, can watch Teresa now in the bathroom, sitting on the toilet, So I would talk to him and say, "Hi, I hope it didn't take too long to become Buddha. And if you have any advice for me, I'm open, because the Buddha can see past, present, and future, right? So supposed to be your future Vivian Buddha can see you now. And you can talk to her. And I think it's very healthy. I mean, they might take you to the mental hospital, but you can talk to Vivian Buddha and say, how you doing? And am I getting closer? And how's my practice? And I think it's very helpful, okay? I think it's a nice practice, okay? So just don't talk too loud in the toilet. Okay. I used to use the office for a lot of practice. I got a lot of practice done there. Okay. Zoni Jimbe Parchinshe Chunjule. Then he's going to quote Bodhisattva Chaya Avatara, which is entering the deeds of the Bodhisattvas. And we're studying this famous book. It was written about 1,300 years ago. It's the ultimate book about Bodhisattva activity. It's by Shantideva, Master Shantideva. Seiji is translating it. And if you're interested in Sanskrit, we're studying the Sanskrit also. So if you'd like to try to learn Sanskrit, I'm teaching Sanskrit during the class. So it's a Shenzang Tower class. Okay, so Jimbani Parchen Shen Junjunle, he's going to quote Bodhisattva Chaya Avatara, which is learning to act like a bodhisattva. And there's an interesting discussion in Shantideva's book. And here's the discussion, okay? Kelte do ulporwa jimbe paro chen yino dadun do ten yuna ngun kelpajita paro chen. Is giving a perfection? Yes. What's the Sanskrit for perfection? Param ita. Okay, say param ita. Paramita. Americans say paramita. Param ita. So ita means gone, and the English word exit comes from ita. Exit. So it means to leave. And param means other side of the ocean, like to swim from San Diego to Kyoto or something. Okay, that's called paramita, all right? Then he says, is giving a paramita? Yes, and by the way, It's not paramita, it's paramita-izer. Paramita-izer, okay? Paramita-izer. The 6 perfections are not perfections. The 6 perfections get you to perfection. The word perfection is a famous mistake, okay? It's not that your giving is perfect. It's that your giving will make you perfect. So we call them paramita, but it's really paramita-izer. Okay, it helps you become perfect. It's not perfection. It's not 6 perfections. Okay, who is that ding? Is that me? Stop that. So he says, is giving, is dana paramita, is giving, is the perfection of giving the perfection of giving? And we say, well, yeah, I mean, Buddha taught the perfection of giving. And then somebody says, it's not the perfection of giving. And we say, why? And they say, there's still poor people. There's still poor people, you know. Did Buddha live on this planet? Yes. Did Buddha reach Buddha? I guess. Did Buddha do the 6 perfections? Yes. Did Buddha perfect perfection number 1? Yes. Did Buddha perfect giving? Yes. So why is there still poor people here? And he says, then we have to talk about what does it mean to perfect the giving. It's not that there's no more poor people. It's that the willingness to give in the Buddha's mind is perfect. So the Buddha has the perfection of giving. Perfection of giving doesn't mean that there's no more poor people. It doesn't mean that. It means you are willing to try. You are always willing to try, okay? Why is there still poor people? If Buddha is a perfect giver, why is there still poor people? That's come from their side. Yeah, that's coming from their side. Buddha cannot fix your seeds. Buddha cannot give you money seeds. You have to give yourself money seeds, okay? Buddha's giving is perfect, but you didn't listen, okay? His giving is perfect, but your seeds are your seeds. In fact, you want to hear something cool? I cannot give you anything. When Grandpa gives you $100, who gave you $100? You gave you $100. Aldo must have done, I don't know. By the way, he gave it, I think he's donating it to the family of the people, of the person who passed away this week in town. But yeah, you got to understand what is the perfection of giving. And you can be perfect in your giving, and there's still poor people. You cannot really protect the insect, right? If they have the seeds, you will protect them. If they don't have the seeds, when you reach in the water to save them, you kill them. You drown them. You see what I mean? If you've tried to save bugs from water, sometimes you end up killing them, you know. And so the perfection is not that you protect their life. The perfection is that you want to protect their life, okay? But you got to understand that about in Buddhism, when you're trying to help people, you are limited by their seeds, okay? And you have to get used to that. Otherwise, you will get discouraged. You will say, oh, I tried to help 3 people and they got angry and they told me to go to hell, you know? And, okay, that's okay. You're still giving. Your perfection is still perfect, okay? You cannot control the results of your practice. You cannot. When you're trying to help other people, you cannot control what happens. You cannot. Should you try? Yeah. Should you do your best? Of course. Will it always come out well? No. We had a lot of problems here in Diamond Mountain. We just spent 20 years to offer people a place to do retreat. You know, that's all. 20 years of extremely hard work. And some people not happy, some people have a bad time. And then you're like, I'm sorry, I'm just trying to give you a place to get away from your phone, I'm not trying to do anything wrong. I'm just trying to help you, So you can't control what happens, which means when you're in the Bodhisattva business, you shouldn't get discouraged, okay? Like Bodhisattva is hard-headed, like Mr. Bin, the head is very hard, You try to help somebody and they're not happy and you say, I'm sorry you're not happy, but I'll do the same thing again tomorrow. I'll keep trying to make you happy. I can't make you happy. Nobody can make another person happy. It's not possible. You cannot. It depends on their seeds. But your responsibility as a bodhisattva is to do your best. Try to make them happy. Try. And that means never get discouraged, okay? You cannot control what happens from your good deeds. You can't control. Don't give up Diamond Mountain because somebody had a bad time here. It's not, that doesn't make sense. In Buddhism, it doesn't make sense. You do your best to help somebody. And then if their seeds are different, they will have a terrible time here. And then you have to be patient about that. You don't make bad seeds about your bad seeds. Just say, I'm sorry you didn't enjoy Diamond Mountain. We'll try to get you a swimming pool next year, and I'm sorry you didn't like the food, or, I'm sorry you met a rattlesnake or something, I'm sorry. We'll try to ask them not to slither your way, like that. You can't control everything. A bodhisattva has to have a sense of humor about their practice, Did you fuck up today? Yes. Are you going to go home and quit? No. I'm going to fuck up tomorrow also. And that's bodhisattva, okay? Don't get so serious about everything. You can't control the seeds that people have, okay? And people will criticize you. You try to help them. Giving away your money, giving away your time for years and years, and then people are like, I don't like the food. So I'm sorry you don't like the food. Next time we'll try to make better donuts for you, like that. When you're in the bodhisattva business, you can't listen to the customer, okay? Don't get freaked out, okay? Just keep helping them. Shut up and keep helping, okay? Bodhisattvas have to shut up and keep helping, okay? And maybe people will thank you and maybe they will curse you, but what else are you going to do? You're going to quit? You're going to watch Netflix? I mean, it's good. I like Netflix. I like Korea soap operas. But I get bored after like an hour. I'm like, that's all I can watch, And then you got to go back to being a bodhisattva. Okay. All right. That's the best business. All right. Semchen Uruwa Porwat Samshig Minching. You cannot measure Lord Buddha's success by the economic level of the country. You cannot. That's not connected. That depends on the seeds of the people who live in that country. It's not Lord Buddha. You cannot judge Lord Buddha. You cannot judge the bodhisattvas by what's the economy right now. That's crazy. They didn't create the economy, you created the economy. They're just trying to help you figure out how to change it, okay? Serna mepat sam, nyenrang dachom nang yepe, dirni tsam shik mimbar. If the judge of the success of Buddhist practice is that the world changes for other people who don't practice, then that's crazy, Even non-bodhisattvas practice giving. Serna mepa means they don't hold back their giving. Who are not bodhisattvas. Buddhists who are not bodhisattvas are still generous, okay? But you cannot judge them by the economy of the world around them. That depends on the people who are there in that world, okay? I had a friend, a Christian friend. I think I told you this story. I was doing a 3-week retreat in Flagstaff. I have a Christian friend. We grew up together since we were in 3rd grade. We were 8 years old when we met each other. We were both around 60. And I invited him to come up and just hang out with me for a day or two. And he came up from Phoenix, and he came to Flagstaff. And we had interesting conversations. He's a very good Christian. And I used to go to his church for fun, because they had better Bible study than my church. When I was a little kid, I sneak out and go to Bible study at his church. And then he said, we had long conversations, and he said, it kind of disturbs me, your bodhisattva thing. And I said, why? And he said, well, so in theory, a bodhisattva could just collect good seeds and live in a bubble. They will live in a beautiful bubble, you know. Their life will be very happy, very beautiful. And then all the people around them are suffering, you know. And so in your religion, you know, you say that bodhisattvas collect good seeds. And then that bodhisattva is living in a Buddha paradise in Flagstaff, you know. And then all the other people in Flagstaff are having, you know, snow and stuff. And he said, I don't like the idea, you know. And I said, well, what's your idea? You know. And then, you know, you get into weird stuff like there's somebody making you suffer. Someone built you, someone created you, and then someone caused you to get cancer also. And I'm saying, like, is that a better bubble than my bubble? And he's like, I don't know. And so anyway, I think we are in a bubble, and I don't think you can get out of that. That's the way it is. You can reach outside your bubble. You can give the gift of the Dharma. You can teach people to plant better seeds. But you cannot control their bubble. You see what I mean? Say again? Yeah, their bubble comes from you. Yeah, it does. Leftover stinginess. Yeah. Not wanting to share your bubble's pleasures. Okay. Chunju le. Dokpa tamjen de chete keo kuna tangsem ki jebe paro chin sungte de deni semnido. The perfection of giving is a mental practice. It's not a physical practice. The willingness to give what you have is the perfection of giving. Circumstances, the seeds of the other person, may prevent them from receiving your generosity. But your willingness to give is the perfection of giving. Okay? In other words, it's not the success of the gift, it's the willingness to give is the perfection of giving. You cannot predict what you give Aldo $1,000 and he goes and buys nuclear parts and blows up Buenos Aires instead of teaching everybody. I mean, I don't know what he's gonna, you know, okay? We don't know. You just have to do the best you can and be generous and help people. You can't predict what they're gonna do with it, right? Okay? It doesn't work like that, okay? She sumbatar opinion da nemik sambe gone rangi luda lonju gesa nam sem sena mepa ning ne tang ne devaran cheba shena tong loy komba yon se zobana jembe parchin du sung be tong sem power chepani ne tambante. Get your tongsam pelwa. Tongsam pelwa means increase your willingness to share, and that's the perfection of giving. You cannot control what the world is doing. You cannot control what people do with what you give them. You just have to keep giving, okay? Okay. By the way, give wisely. I mean, there's a big thing about not giving weapons to people, not giving drugs to people, you know, not giving people things that will hurt them. And you have to do your best to not hurt. I know rich parents who hurt their kids by giving them too much. And those kids become useless and they can't do anything. And it's not the amount that you give, it's the wisdom. Use the wisdom when you give, okay? Chugasum tabu ulwe upe longwana demata dong pe nyambe lo tak chibashig. He says, again, he's talking to a lot of monks, and he says, Chugasum. Chugasum means the 3 parts of a Buddhist monk's robe: the skirt, the top, and the second top. And he says, if some poor person comes up to you and says, I need some cloth, okay, then you have to be ready to give, okay? The readiness to give is the perfection of giving, okay? Should a monk give their robes to another person? And they say, no, you should not, okay? I mean, I've done it if someone was really cold and we were hiking someplace, and I've given them my shawl to wear. But generally, you shouldn't give away your robes, okay? But you should be willing to give away. You see the difference? Are you willing to give me your robes? Yes. Is it appropriate for me to give you my robes? No. Okay. Nyambe lo tak chibashi gushing. Deang kombala ragle cheer chungrim ne jangte. Chungrim ne jangte means start small, give away easy things. They say give away vegetables. In my case, it's not difficult. Last night I was giving away so many vegetables. They always came back on the plate. I don't know. So they say start with small things. And just learn to give people small things. And then you can build up from there. Okay. Talk to Chungrim Ne Jang means start with small things. If you start with small things, tar lukyang dong nupa. In the end, you'll be able to give up your body if you have to. Okay. Start with small things. Give away small things all day. And in a while, you'll be able to give away your body. Nupat sam to makom kipa dong sem belwa yino. You can increase your generosity by giving things away from small things. Start with small things. Constant, small things. Next picture. I think it's a dead guy. Yeah, here we go. It's hard to find a picture of a dead person online. There's some kind of weird, people don't like it. People don't want to put it online. Belu kyang rangni shiwe kap nordze nam chik kyang kia de mepa. We all have to die. We will all die. You can't keep everything you have, you will leave. Everything. I have this really nice diamond ring in my bag, and I carry it around. Last night, somebody's telling me about their 10-year-old. I'm like, I should just give him the diamond ring, you know. So I gave him the diamond ring last night, and I said, you know, and then I started to regret it, and, you know, and I was like, maybe my wife will be upset. But then I thought, you know, I'm gonna leave it behind me. If I keep it, I still can't keep it. It's still gonna be in the bag when I die. Rob's gonna have to clean it out. Probably Rob will get it. And, you know, someone's gonna get it. I might as well get the credit, you know. I might as well give it away before I die, right? So, I don't know, when I see stuff like that still in my bag, you know, I'm like, well, I might as well give it to somebody. Who knows? We might get in a car crash on the way home. We don't know. So, might as well give it to somebody before it's too late, right? So, Rangni Shiwe Kap, when you die, Lord say, no, you can't take anything with you. You might as well give it now. Okay, you have something nice, give it to somebody. Get some mileage out of it. You know, do something nice before it's too late, and then somebody else is going to give it away for you, right? Okay. And by the way, you feel free when you give your stuff away. You know, I don't have anything. You know, I mean, all the good stuff's gone except the bass guitar band. You know, just give it while you can. You know, have fun while you can, because later, somebody else. By the way, it's irritating for other people to have to clean out your stuff. Okay, I don't know why Geshe didn't give this away. Now I have to clean it out. You know, it's irritating for other people. Trust me. Lu chusu jowa sok mi tape su samte ning tapane shen la nguna dangdel ki tuwa sok nyuwa. If you get in the habit of traveling light through life, you're much happier, okay? Much, much happier. Strip yourself down to the things you really need, you know. Okay, I got 3 shirts, I got a pair of shoes, I got underwear to change every day until I can get to a washing machine. You know, like just strip it down to what you really need, and then give the rest away. You feel light. You feel happy. Okay, it'll be easy for you to give. Never be satisfied with your giving. Keep giving. Okay, keep giving. If somebody asks you for something, give, okay? Give, keep giving. Now he has some advices about giving, okay? Some, what do you call it? Small print in the contract. Okay. Yang jingyu ze me shindu loksu dubne dewa mirung. If you don't have anything to give away and you're tempted to make some money dishonestly, he says, forget it. Okay, just don't give anything away. Okay, don't think, oh, I'm a bodhisattva, I have to make more donation to the Latin America tour. You know, maybe I can just cheat on my taxes a little bit. You know, he says that's not perfection in giving. Okay. It doesn't count as generosity to get something dishonestly and then give it away. That's a wrong approach. Better not to give anything. So drubne dewa miru. Chirapar tambo sumki ni kembe lagnan ne so yinde. Again, his audience was both monks and lay people. And by the way, he got in trouble in his time by teaching lay people. He was criticized you can still read the books. The people are dead. God knows where they are. But he was criticized heavily for teaching lay people. And he says, Parchin Dambo Sumdi Kimbe Lagnangi Tsoyin. The first 3 perfections are especially appropriate for lay people who are not monks or nuns, okay? Why? Giving is easy, right? Monks and nuns are not supposed to have stuff. What's the second one? Yeah, ethics. I guess lay people are doing more business, doing more family stuff. They have more chances to be ethical. Third one? Patience. Yeah. There's a joke in Sage's text, Kim Chen, Kim Chung, but I don't know. To not live a monastic life takes a lot more patience. Okay? You're gonna be around more irritating people. I almost said asshole, but I didn't. Okay? You run into more irritating people a little bit outside of a monastery. But there's plenty inside the monastery. Okay. Jin Sok Chusum Deda Pelmoche, Dewa Shepe Kimba Namla. This is a quotation from Entering the Middle Way, which is Chandakirti's great classic on emptiness, which I'll teach you after we finish this, after December, I think, I hope. And he says, Master Chandakirti says, the first 3 perfections are really especially good for lay people. Okay. Okay. Tong de mirungwa ang lu tamuni Tongsen Pelwa Samle Tatama Komba Liu Tawa Micha. There's certain gifts you shouldn't make until you're at the right level. There's certain gifts you should not make until you're at the right level. The gift of your body is one of them. Okay, to give up your life to another person, to lose your body to another. It doesn't mean body parts. That's fine. Okay, as long as you don't die. Okay. But to die for somebody else, we're not at that level. We're not strong enough. So don't give more than you're able to. Okay, don't give up your body yet. You still need it. Okay, there will come a day when it might be okay, but we're not there yet. Every time the Lama says you're not there yet, people say, I am, yeah, but you're not. Okay, okay. He says, Tongdu Mirunga, it would be inappropriate to give up your body at this point, at this level. Tongsam Pawa Tsamle, Tata Ma Komba Lu Tawa Mija. He says you are not allowed to give up your body. You have to take care of your body. Right now you have to take care of your body. Okay. You have a responsibility to take good care of your body. Eat well, exercise well, take care of your body. Okay. It's not once you're in the Bodhisattva business, your body is already other people's body. So you don't have the right to hurt it. You don't have the right to overfeed it. You don't have the right to under-exercise it. Okay, that body's not yours. Okay, you already dedicated it to other people. You have a moral responsibility to stay healthy. Dhamma Michashin. Chine Chunju le sumbatar sema tangwa samle kawa mepa jungse tang chok. When the day comes that giving up your body would be as easy as giving up your salads, you can, he says, then you can do it. Okay, we're not ready yet. And by the way, people who try to do stuff like that, they're just showing off. Okay, frankly, they're just showing off. They want people to notice that they're willing to cut their finger off or something. Buddha said, keep your fingers, you need them. Okay, take good care of your fingers. Okay. Don't show off by doing some big bodhisattva thing that's just showing off. Okay. We had a guy, the nice thing about having a grandpa teach you, I got lots of stories. We studied Milarepa's life in New Jersey when I was living in the Mongolian temple. And there was a young man, we studied Milarepa's life, and Milarepa went off into the forest, meditated. This young man, he immediately gave all his stuff away and moved across the street into this little tiny patch of forest. And he said, I'm going to live like Milarepa, And as soon as there was a cold day, he was back. And it was so funny, So forget that kind of thing, okay? I stayed in a cave once. I was going to meditate in a cave. And at night, there were like 1,000 spiders. And I was like, I think I'll go to Diamond Mountain and stay in one of those retreat cabins that has a door. Okay? All right. Okay. He's going to talk about things that are not appropriate to give away. Okay. Jindu miruwani jimbapo rabchunki rangi chugan namsun sok jimba. It's not appropriate for a monk or a nun to give away their robes. Okay. Unless someone were dying of cold or something like that. Can I announce that other thing, Jingmei? Tomorrow. Is today or tomorrow? Today. What time? Is it announceable? Victim? Okay, I don't care. 5:45, there will be an ordination here. Okay. And you'll find out who it is when you come. But if you're interested to see a the ordination of a novice nun, you're welcome to come. Okay, Janice is going to take ordination. Yeah. I have an opinion, which is, if people ask me to give them ordination, then here's my opinion. I think an ordained person should stand out, not from their haircut and not from their clothes. I think they should be more moral than other people. They should have a higher degree of integrity. In my opinion, you should be able to say this person is a monk or this person is a nun, not because of their haircut and not because of the clothes, but because they are more kind and they are more ethical. They refuse to be unethical. I think you should be able to identify a monk or nun by their ethics and their behavior. And I think even the robes and the haircut are distracting. I think I think in the modern world, in the old days it meant you're not supposed to have sex with them, basically. If you see a person with this haircut and this clothes on, you're not supposed to have sex with them. I understand that. But in the modern world, I think it's distracting when a person is wearing robes or their haircut is different. And I think fewer people will talk to them. And I've seen that. I've seen Western monks and nuns, and they just look weird, and nobody wants to talk to them, and then they can't teach people. And I think, I strongly feel that if you're asking me to ordain a person, you got to stick with my opinion. If you don't want to, then ask someone else to ordain you traditional ordination, get a haircut, wear robes. Nobody will talk to you. Your parents won't talk to you. That's okay. If you want to do that, that's okay. If you want to get ordained from grandpa, then I'm not selling robes and I'm not selling haircuts. I'm selling behavior, super moral behavior. And I think a monk or a nun should stand out by their behavior, not by their appearance. To me, that's real ordination. So that's the kind of ordination I'm offering. Okay. Rangi Chugan Namsun Jimba. Anyway, it's inappropriate for an ordained person to give away their robes. And obviously, if someone was freezing to death, you should give them your robes in 10 seconds, right? That's fine. Rabjung la chidu kase dang. Then he says it's inappropriate to give certain gifts to monks and nuns. For example, food afternoon. To try to make a gift of food afternoon to a monk or nun is inappropriate. They're not supposed to take those things, okay? And in this tradition, in the tradition I was brought up in, when you become a monk or a nun, you are given a choice whether to skip your meals after noon. And I kept it for 15 years. I didn't eat after noon for 15 years. And then I started doing yoga, and I needed to eat in the afternoon, because because of my yoga schedule, I had to eat. So I changed my eating habits. But in this tradition, in the ancient tradition, a monk or nun should not eat after noon. Okay, and in this tradition, when you get ordained, you're given a choice, and you can keep it for one day or you can keep it for the rest of your life. It's up to you. I generally believe, and so nowadays I don't eat until noon. I don't eat afternoon, generally, unless I have to have a business breakfast at Diamond Mountain or something. Generally, I don't eat before noon, and I think that's a good I think it's healthy. I think it's very healthy for you. And I think it helped me in my business career that I didn't eat until, I didn't eat after 12 o'clock for my whole business career. My corporate career, I didn't eat after 12 o'clock. And I think it's very helpful. I think it keeps your mind very clear. But it's up to you, okay? Okay. Jindamirwani, Chidu Kase Dang, Chamse Sok Tsangda Chen La Gokthong. He says, monks, nuns, and non-Buddhist monks and nuns, Jains, for example, they're not allowed to have onion or garlic. Okay? And he said, therefore, it would be inappropriate to offer onion or garlic to a Jain monk or like that, Jain nun. They say that there are special animals that live in vegetables that grow under the earth. So they don't eat radishes, they don't eat potatoes, they don't eat onion, like that. They say you will kill small creatures if you eat those things. So to give something inappropriate to a person from another religion, that would not be correct to give them. That's not the perfection of giving, okay? Tingawa means stinky foods. And in a monastery or in a nunnery, you are living packed close together with many other people, hundreds of other people. And you're debating every day, 3-4 hours. And it's inappropriate to eat onions or garlic. It's hard on everybody. So generally monks and nuns don't eat stinky foods. Okay. La legbam jimba, offering a scripture to someone whose intention is to criticize it is not appropriate. Okay, give a Dhammapada Sutra to someone who intends to just tear it apart, or that's inappropriate. Okay. Chidde bar duktan sun jimba. Chidde is a difficult expression here. Chi means to die. De means they want to die. And it could mean to help a person who wants to harm another person. So it's inappropriate to sell weapons. It's inappropriate to sell alcohol. It's inappropriate to give things to people that will hurt them. And then, by extension, if a person wanted to commit suicide, you're not being a bad bodhisattva if you refuse to give them poison, okay? Or you refuse to give them a weapon. That's okay. You didn't break your bodhisattva vows. Can you buy me a gun? I want to commit suicide. Then you say, no. And they say, but you're a bodhisattva. Yes. You have vows to give what people ask. Yes. So buy me a gun. No. Okay. All right? Like that. It doesn't mean you have to give away everything. If it's going to hurt somebody, don't give it away. Okay. Numin la sama temba dan semjen na nupa chinge ki ngak chen chimne temba. You are definitely not allowed to share secret teachings with people who are not ready or people who don't have appropriate initiation. I had 2 nightmares this week, and I I can't remember ever having a nightmare in my life. I can't remember. I have friends who have nightmares every night. They wake up with the same nightmares. Somebody's chasing them. I never have these nightmares. But I had nightmares this week. And I was surprised. And it was, I was having nightmares about people practicing Tantra inappropriately, not following the rules for Tantra or teaching people Tantra. And I had 2 terrible nightmares. And So I think we have to, you have to know the rules for sharing Diamond Way with people. And so, if you got secret teachings from Grandpa, Grandpa's policy is you have to finish the 18 courses before you start secret teachings. I have tried many exceptions, they all failed. I think all of them, okay? So, please don't give people teachings, secret teachings, until they finish the 18 ACI courses, okay? That's Grandpa's request. And then don't make up stuff, don't get stuff off the internet. There's the Tantric courses here, the 18 courses here are the best in the world. And they are the best in history. And I think they're 20,000 pages. You can spend your whole life on it, You don't need to look on the internet and get some weird thing that's not anybody's lineage, okay? You don't need it. If you finish the 20,000 pages and you want more, let me know. Okay? And I will check your homeworks first. And then I'll give you some more weird stuff, But don't waste your time. That Diamond Way course is complete, and it's the most complete in the history of Buddhism in this world. And it's pure, and it's very clean and wonderful, and very, very lovely, wonderful practice, okay? So don't waste your time. Don't give me nightmares, okay? They were terrible nightmares of people getting lost in the hell realms and terrible, So you don't need that stuff, okay? If you get through the 20,000 pages and you're still not satisfied, look me up and I'll give you some more weirder stuff. But there's a lot of stuff online. It's not appropriate. It's not Diamond Way. And, every every authentic Diamond Way practice is in the 18 courses. Trust me, okay? There's nothing more than that, okay? And it's a lifetime's practice. You can practice your whole lifetime. You will not get close to the end, okay? So you don't have to do weird stuff, all right? Don't make me lose more hair, okay? It's getting short supply. Okay. Numin la samvatumba means to teach the deeper teachings to people who are not prepared, who have not finished their 18 courses. Okay? That's called numin. Numin means inappropriate people to teach. And I tried, I met people who I thought they were special, and it was a disaster. So be safe, Make sure they finish the 18 courses. If they're not willing to finish the 18 foundation courses, they're not going to succeed in the Diamond Way. If they say it's too much work or, then they're not going to succeed in Tantra anyway. So don't do it, okay? All right. So, is it a bodhisattva activity to arrange for the release of a criminal who might hurt more people? No, they should be tried according to the laws of that country and locked up. Yeah, I'm not going to say anything else. Okay? I mean, it's not a kindness to arrange for dangerous things, okay? It's not a kindness. Being a bodhisattva doesn't mean going and emptying out the prison from people who might hurt people. I mean, if we can help them, we can fix them, then okay, go to the prison, teach, dedicate your life to go teach at the prison. and do it for 5-6 years. And then if there's people who you think should be released, then help them. And we have done that many times. But it doesn't mean we should release everybody from the prison who might hurt people. Okay, sok yu dan du dan ngupo soki gone mixaki gakchanam jimba micha. There are certain objects in life that you should not offer to people. People want to kill themselves, or people want drugs, or things like that. Being a bodhisattva doesn't mean you give everything. Being a bodhisattva means you take responsibility to give what's appropriate, okay? Without hesitation, okay? We got a few more minutes, hang in there. I know it's tiring to go for 2 classes like this, but just hang in there. I swore when I was cooking in class in India that I would make my students suffer worse. And when the day came, and I'm following through. Jimba chepa devu medo nyambe lokta dang. Never give something without an appreciation that you will get more back. Okay? Never give anything. Part of a bodhisattva's generosity is the awareness that they will get 100 times more back. Okay? And it's not wrong to think like that. It's fine. Okay, if I give $1,000, I will get $100,000, and then I'll give $100,000. You see what I mean? That's fine. That's fine. Okay. All right. Drowa chiki che. We got 3 minutes. Hang in there. Drowa chiki che do semchen shen mambu yawa torne dechu bukyoba dun chuma. This is talking about the morality of giving and making hard decisions. Okay, as a bodhisattva, you have to make some hard decisions sometimes. You have so much money. There's many good things to give your money to. Then as a bodhisattva, the decision of who you give your money to is very much part of a bodhisattva's way of life. We are not giving your money, I asked my teacher, there are many homeless people in New York. Should I help them all? He said, no. He said, do your best. Make sure you're not paying for someone's alcohol or drugs, and help them. But use your, do you want to help a children's school? Or do you want to help a homeless? You have to make decisions. We don't have unlimited funds. We don't have, give everybody something. But you do have to make decisions as a bodhisattva, where to put your gifts, where to put your giving. And that's part of being a bodhisattva, okay? Those hard decisions about where to donate, that's a bodhisattva's problem, okay? And you should take those decisions with joy, and you should take them decisively, like the surgeon cutting when they have to cut, like you should be tough about your giving. And it's not wrong to say, I'm donating to your project and I want to see the spreadsheets afterwards. I want to see the receipts, I'm not donating to some stupid that never appears, like that. Like, it's good to be tough with your giving. It's a kind of responsibility. Okay, I will donate to your project, but I want to see the receipts. I want to see the tax payments. I want to make sure your accounting is clean. And if it's not clean, I want my money back. And I'll give it to somebody else. Okay, so it's part of a bodhisattva's giving is to be responsible and to take responsibility. I will donate to your thing, but I want to make sure you're using the money right, and that's fine, okay? A bodhisattva is a pain in the ass to take a donation from, because they want you to prove that you used it well, okay? And that should be like that, okay? As a bodhisattva, you should be tough when you give your money, okay? And you should, last thing, so we never had a major theft from my company. And we were dealing with 300,000 diamonds a day. The tables were covered with diamonds, just open diamonds, you know. And one handful is $1 million. And we just had tables covered with diamonds, you know. And I used to have conversations with my business partner, and he said, listen, Mike, you know, you have a good heart. You trust everybody. But don't make it easy for people to steal, you know, because you'll hurt them. You know, not everybody's so noble that they can just ignore a handful of diamonds, you know. You have to have systems, and you have to have cameras, and you have to have security doors, and you have to have armed guards. And that's part of a bodhisattva. A bodhisattva has to respect other people's property, and a bodhisattva has to make sure it's not easy for people to steal things, because they will hurt themselves. You see what I mean? A bodhisattva has to make sure not to hurt other people by making it easy to steal. The bodhisattva takes responsibility to protect other people from themselves. Okay, and so when you're in the bodhisattva business, I learned a lot on that day. And I kept thinking about it. I said, I don't like to mistrust people. I want to put the diamonds on the table. And he said, don't do it. You know, somebody's not as strong as you. They're going to steal something. And then you put them in trouble. You know, so a bodhisattva has to not make it easy for other people to hurt themselves, okay? Who might not have that kind of control.